There's going to be complete agreements on this one between the state and Miss Jackson, the mother. There will be testimonial evidence that will show that Mr. Martinez has been incarcerated since the birth of this child because of a felony strangulation case on Miss Jackson. And that case is going for trial actually later this month, Judge, and that's why we're asking that this be made a temporary order. In addition to that, asking for an attorney ad litem to be able to basically just make a recommendation to the court in regards to that charge, as well as a prior charge that he has where he spent 6 years in prison. And Miss Jackson is unsure what the charges were at that point. All of that really just to help ease her concerns in regards to possession and access of the child. And really just sort of kind of wants supervised visits, obviously, due to the nature of the event, how far along she was in her pregnancy, the fact that she was pregnant at all whenever this happened, as well as the history between the two of them with other events that have happened. In regards to that, that's pretty well all of that. She will ask to be named sole managing conservator, with the mother being primary custodial parent, asking for non-disclosure of her address, again, based off of testimony and criminal charges that he is receiving and criminal conviction that he has previously. She understands that we'll have to set child support, medical support, and retro support to 0 in this case due to when he was incarcerated.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one proven up. Yeah, sounds like the court's going to grant everything requested based on these circumstances. And at the end of the hearing, I'll point in that item and see what date that you and the mom are requesting for reset. So at this time, Ms. Jackson, best you can with your arms full like that. I tell you what, don't even worry about raising your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today, ma'am, is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're officially under oath, ma'am, and the state may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Jackson, can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, sir. Tiana Jackson.
And the name of your child?
Messiah Keith Jackson Martinez.
And you understood that the state did DNA testing results in this case?
Yes.
At this point, Judge, and I'll share my screen, the state's going to offer into evidence.
I've got stage
okay.
one. I got stage one here with me. All right, ma'am.
Say we just offer that.
Ma'am, I got stakes exhibit number 1. It's the paternity analysis in this case. Is there any legal reason I should not allow this into evidence before the court this time?
No, sir.
All right, stage 1's admitted. Stage 1 shows that Mr. Saloma Martinez cannot be excluded as the biological father of the child before the court. Probability of paternity is 99.999999996. It's within the guidelines set forth by the family code of 99.99. With a combined paternity index of 283 billion to 1, the court will so find that Mr. Martinez is the child's father. You may proceed, Mr. Morgan. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Jackson, where is Mr. Martinez right now?
He's in Bell County Jail.
And what are his charges that he's facing?
I know he has I'm not sure about all of his charges, but I know the charge that's with me is a strangulation charge.
And when did that occur, Miss Jackson?
I can't remember, but sometime in February of 2022.
And you were obviously pregnant with Messiah at that time?
Yes, sir. I was 2 months pregnant.
And was that the first incident of family violence between the two of you?
Yes.
Okay. But obviously he is currently incarcerated for that, facing charges, facing conviction. When is that trial date? That you were subpoenaed for?
The 27th of this month.
And so you understand that that's why the state's asking to make this a temporary order and really to appoint an attorney ad litem to be able to get those court records and any prior convictions he's received to make a recommendation to the court?
Yes, sir.
And ma'am, based off of your testimony, are you asking to be named sole managing conservator of this child?
Yes, sir.
And that you'll be the primary custodial parent dictating the child's residence?
Yes.
And next, ma'am, you're also asking that your telephone number and address are not listed in the order today, correct?
Yes, sir.
And ma'am, you understand that because of his incarceration, and that he went into incarceration before the birth of the child, that we're gonna have to set everything financially to zero?
Yes, sir. He was there for the child's birth though.
Okay, when did he go into incarceration then?
He went to Messiah was born October the 4th, and he got incarcerated, if I'm not mistaken, October the 13th.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And so you understand that because he went incarcerated pretty well 2 weeks after the birth, the state really can't do much in regards to retroactive child support?
Yes, sir.
I think that's all the questions I'm going to have at this point, Judge. I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
All right, ma'am, here's the deal. I'm looking at based on he's obviously still innocent, proven guilty, but there's problems here. So I'm gonna go ahead and name you sole managing conservator of this child and name him a possessory conservator. I'm not gonna give him any rights under this order until further order of the court. I'm going to appoint Elizabeth Swartz as the ad litem in this matter to investigate his prior criminal convictions and give us an update on the current circumstances dealing with the charges he has pending with you and what other charges he also has pending going forward. I'm going to go ahead and have to order 0 child support and 0 cash medical. I'll go ahead and disappoint Mr. Morgan and make a finding that he's been incarcerated in the entire time of the child's life. So no retro is in play at this time. Of course, if he gets out before we come back, then I'll look at the time frames from the time he gets out until our next hearing for any type of retro. But for right now, that's set at $0. And what's the reset date you're looking at on this one, Mr. Morgan?
We didn't necessarily have one, Judge.
Let's kick it to September. That way, in case it doesn't make this month, hopefully it'll make by next month. All right.
Okay, so September 28th, okay with you, Judge?
That'll be fine. And if the ad litem and put in the order, if the ad litem feels like we need to get back in before then, she can ask for an earlier date. Okay. All right, and no visitation until further order of the court also.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Jackson, I've named Miss Elizabeth Swartz as the ad litem for the child. Ad litem is an attorney representing the child's best interest. I can name her an attorney ad litem because the child's only 6 months old. And even though your baby may be advanced, I don't think your baby's going to be trying to give her lawyer any instructions on what she wants done. Okay, and that's the bad thing about giving kids lawyers. Technically, sometimes they got to do what the kid asks for, and I don't give a child a loaded lawyer if I can avoid it. Okay, and let them point it at somebody. But anyway, we'll come back in September, get an update on these circumstances. If anything happens weird in the case, Ms. Swartz's information will be in the reset order in this matter. She will be contacting you to get some background information and maybe get a copy of the police report as far as your circumstances is concerned. But again, until I'll come back and get an update on his current criminal problems, his prior criminal problems. I'm not going to give the father any rights under this child based on the fact that the court is at this time finding family violence in this case. Ma'am, is there anything else you think I need to know, or do you have any questions at this time?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Morgan?
Just want to make sure I caught that last bit, that you are having an official FBI finding in this order.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, just
I
wanted to make sure.
don't need a criminal conviction to do that. Based on the mother's testimony, I'm good.
No worries. Just wanted to make sure I caught that. All right. That's all on this one, Judge.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Good luck. And you and the baby try to stay out of that heat outside, okay?
Oh, we will.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you,
When I
Ms.
was your age,
Jackson.
well, I'm sorry. By the time I was your age, we did have central air conditioning, but when I was that baby, we did not. So yeah. So anyway, ma'am, good luck, and I'll see you in September. We're off the record.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. You're free to log out.
All right. Thank you.